Christina, and today I'm going to do a different type of video. I am actually going to share my guide dog experience because I have recently been accepted to Guide Dogs for the Blind. So to start off, I wanted to say that I applied around September 27th, 2019, and I got accepted on January 6th, 2020. So it took me about 4 months for my application to acceptance. It took me about 4 months. As for the actual application, it took me from the end of September to the end of November, so about 2 months. And then from November 26th, it took me until January 6th to get actually approved. It did take a little bit longer because of the holidays, because I finished my application a couple of days before Thanksgiving, and then there was Christmas and New Year's and all the holidays, so it did take me a little bit longer to get accepted than I think it would have been. Alright, so I originally applied online. There is an online application form that you can fill out, and then after that I was told that I would be contacted in like 2 to 3 business days, I believe. Maybe a little bit longer, but I remember I waited, the 2 to 3 business days, and I didn't get contacted. So about a week after I applied, possibly a week and a half, but I called the Guide Dogs for the Blind to see, if they had received my application and what next steps were and everything. So after that, I scheduled a phone interview, and we talked about the route. So when you apply online, you have to give 3 different routes that are between half a mile and a mile long that you walk on a weekly basis. So for me, I gave the grocery store, my school, and the bus stop. And so that's those were the 3 that I gave. And so also we talked about what would happen in my home interview, because that was going to be the next actual step. But that day she sent me a form. I had to fill out the contact information for my primary doctor, my ophthalmologist, my mobility instructor, and I think any other doctors, so I gave a different doctor too. So yeah, it was basically a contact form and a permission form, so giving permission for them to contact my doctors and my instructors. It took me a little bit longer to get everything in because I needed to go for a checkup, I think, and get some immunizations done. I think I needed to do a TB test and make sure I need to have a tetanus shot in the last 9 years or something like that. So once we had that all sorted out, everything was in. On Halloween, basically, my forms were in, and I was contacted a few days later, I think. I was contacted for a home visit on November 8th, and then we scheduled that for Tuesday, November 25th. So during my home visit, I actually met her in downtown Littleton, which is in the next city over from where I live. And that was because there were not a lot of obstacles in the sidewalk where I live, and where we met, there are a lot more obstacles in the sidewalk, and she wanted to see how I navigated around them with using my cane. And then after she watched me walk, she took a video of me walking around just to see like my pace and travel skills, I think. And then she actually had a guide dog harness with her, and we did the Juno walk where she held the front of the harness and I held the handle. So it's a guide dog simulation to see how like guide dog travel is different. And I actually brought my sleep shades because she was asking me if I was comfortable just like doing it with my eyes closed. And I actually had brought my sleep shades from when I did training at the Center for the Blind. So that was kind of cool. But I loved doing the Juno walk. It was a really cool experience. So she taught me about like the stance I would have to be, you know, how I would stand holding the harness, and then how it would be, you know, walking forward. And we talked about like distractions and like, you know, moving around and giving commands, and, you know, if the dog, you know, gets distracted and like turns off, how to like best correct. And it was really cool because we covered a lot of different things. It was such a great, you know, it was great to see. And then after that, she drove me to my house and we sat down and filled out the rest of the application. And so in this part, she asked me like if I had any preferences for, you know, what campus I went to, or what campus I went to, when I could go to training. Where for me, I said, you know, I'm a college student, so I didn't really want to interrupt my semester with guide dog training and have to like worry about homework during training. And so I actually said, you know, I have this time before my semester starts and, you know, a couple of months after my semester ends, and so that is the time that I'm open to go to guide dog training. And she also asked me if I had a preference of, you know, the dog that I wanted, like with what kind of, if I had a preference of breed or gender, and I didn't. I said, you know, whichever dog seems the best fit for me. And so after the home interview, the next day I was contacted to say like my application is complete, and she actually told me that they recommended me for approval, and that it would take, you know, a certain amount of time to be approved, but probably longer because of the holidays. So from there, I was contacted on January 6th, 2020, to say that I had been approved and that, you know, there were a couple of dates that I could go to guide dog training. And so we, you know, checked with my school schedule, my college schedule, and found that, you know, that ends on May 12th, and I'll actually be going to training on May 24th, from May 24th to June 6th. And so I am very excited for that. I have heard a lot of the hardest part of the application process is just the waiting. And I can definitely say that that's true because, you know, there's times where you're waiting and you have like, you know, a month or, you know, between when your application's complete and when you are approved. You have the time between, you know, while you're waiting during the application process, and then there's the time while you're waiting after you've been approved and you're waiting to go to guide dog training. And that's the part where I'm in now. So yeah, there's a lot of waiting involved, but it's definitely going to be worth it. I'm very excited. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in another video. I do plan on making videos while I'm in guide dog training, and possibly another one about guide dogs before I go to training, but I do plan on making probably daily videos while I'm in training. I'm very excited about that, because I've only seen like maybe one or two people do this, where they actually, you know, do several videos while they're in training versus just talking about the training afterwards. So yeah, I plan on doing that to, you know, help other people that are going through guide dog application or training or want to just learn more or, you know, whatever. I want to, you know, give more in depth about the training and the application and everything. Alright, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in another video.